And a peek into the locker room. Players soaking in the last few moments before the game. Some final preparations here. And it's our favorite day of the year at 2K Sports. At long last, it's time to roll the ball out there and get the new season of NBA basketball underway. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Brooklyn Nets. Hi, folks. This is Brian Anderson. I'm with Grant Hill and Brent Berry. Our reporter tonight, Allie LaForce. And a look now at Atlanta's upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll host the Charlotte Hornets. Then on Sunday, they kick off a road trip at Oklahoma City where they'll take on the Thunder.
And that game against the Wizards, that will be their fourth outing in this young season. Coach will want to have his team starting to build a rhythm by then.
Now let's check out the starters for Brooklyn. Johnson and Claxton patrol the middle. Cam Thomas out there with D'Angelo Russell. And it's Williams in at the 3. And for Atlanta, Risacher and Johnson, they're the forwards. Trae Young out there with Dyson Daniels. And it's Okongwu in at the 5 down low. It's that time of the year, everyone. Opening night for these two teams in this new NBA season.
And we've been waiting all summer, BA, to kick this thing off. So much excitement, so much hope, so much possibility. I'm sure both of these teams are going to come out with a lot of jitters and nervous energy, but we're going to settle in, and we're going to see the highest level of play right in front of us. It's time for the NBA to get it started.
Yeah, good mechanics and a high release. Risacher's shot is pretty refined and ready for quick attacks like this.
Russell against Young. Pass to Risacher. Johnson a screen on Williams. The 3 from Risacher. Claxton with a rebound. And we've got 1:18 left to play in the first. And you watch Jalen Johnson. His athleticism, man, it's unique.
Pretty unique at his size, right, BA? He just glides around the court. He's got great speed when they play in transition and can get above the rim. So this guy, a bit of a matchup nightmare, just when he gets his confidence.
Yeah, Risacher is already advanced with the ball in his hand. He knows how to pick up that whistle.
All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Well, guys, in a year with no consensus number 1 overall pick, Zachary Risacher out of France, maybe not a surefire star, but certainly a player with a lot of talent, a 3-and-D prospect with the prototype length and size. The Hawks saw him as a plug-and-play addition to their roster. He should be making an instant impact, guys.
Absolutely. All right, Shams, thank you. Good stuff.
Risacher does things with the ball in his hands that not many of these rookies can do.
Good on the second one. All right, Grant, when you look at the Nets rebuild, what are you seeing at this point?
Well, they gave up a lot of young players and draft picks to assemble a big 3. And, of course, that didn't quite work out. So now they're in that middle ground, which sometimes can be a little tough. Add to the fact that they're in New York, the fans and media are anything but patient and forgiving.
And that's where Young is just so comfortable. He lives well beyond the three-point line.
Outside, Williams. Pass to Thomas. There's the drive. Rebounded by the Hawks.
There's a little bit of pressure on him, but not enough to cause him to miss a shot that's in that close.
Rejected by Claxton. And they're on the break. Here's Thomas. Lets a floater go. And no good. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. They've done well to disrupt the opposition, playing inspired defense. Back after this. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for the Hawks?
Well, their hands resulting in plenty of steals in the early going, keeping the opposition there off balance.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal and you can get out in transition. They seem to be very focused on that end of the floor.
On the floor for the Nets. Johnson is out there with Cameron Thomas. Then there's Sharp, and it's Wilson in at the small forward. Hey, rejected by Capella.
Capella, one of the best shot blockers in the NBA. You can see his timing on that play.
Pass to Young. Capella against Sharp. Capella, the pass to LeVert. 5 to shoot. Now Niang. LeVert outside. The three is up. Connects from downtown. LeVert's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Nets trail by 9. Over the last few years, Atlanta struggled defensively, Greg.
Yeah, the Hawks haven't been better than 20th in defensive rating since 2017. They've had some great offensive teams during that time, but their defense has held them back.
Here's Clowney. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That's on George Niang. Brooklyn shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. You know, Grant, with the Nets, there was so much optimism just a few years back.
And it was just too bad to see things go south. It's a reminder that nothing is as easy as it seems in the NBA. Even with a superstar roster, things don't always work out.
Good on both.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
And you can't leave the basket unprotected. Bad things will happen to you.
Yeah, that was just way too easy.
Will not find a higher percentage opportunity than that.
And the timeout called here by Jordi Fernandez. He wants to review the game plan. Williams is checked in for Brooklyn. And right here, the 2K leaderboard shows us which teams made the most of their second chance opportunities last year. The 4th spot held by the Hawks.
This is a hustle stat. This team pounded the offensive glass, and it shows in their numbers from last year.
Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter. Out to the right wing. Thomas outside. Down low. Claxton finds Johnson. 4 on the clock. Screen by Claxton. Russell from deep three-point land. Sinks it. What range from downtown.
Well, so many plays are initiated from the pick and roll for Russell, and for very good reason. He's got as good a feel for that as you could hope for.
Here's Daniels. No points so far. Three-pointer. Claxton with a rebound. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for Brooklyn. They trail by 6. Thomas outside. Takes the 3. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with a 6-point lead at the close of the quarter. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. All right, now let's check in with Allie LaForce. Allie, what do you have?
I'm here with Coach Quinn Snyder, and Coach, you're getting stops in the first half. What do you attribute to that?
Well, we're playing hard, scrambling, picking up our effort, and trying to be precise and disciplined and talk, and not resting on our laurels at any point.
Hopefully you can remain active on the defensive end in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
Okay, Allie, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
Come one, come all. The 2K halftime is here, and so's our breakdown of the upcoming schedule. Let's check it out.
You know, I think for Brooklyn, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone starts out undefeated. It is a hopeful time of year for everybody. All right, looking back now at that first half, we just saw some obstacles to overcome for the Nets.
For as bad as they've been inside, I can't believe it's this close. I hope coach is letting them know. No points in the paint, no W.
Says the man who only got points in the paint. But then again, 4 rings don't lie, big fella.
Thank you, Ernie.
That does it for halftime. Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the start of the third quarter.
In that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. Nets trail by 6. Well, Brent, when it comes to the Hawks, they've struggled to find consistency on the defensive end.
No, B.A., that's not true. They've been consistently bad on the defensive end. I mean, they've been bottom 10 in defense 6 of the last 7 years. The only exception was the year that they made it to the conference finals. So that's just not going to cut it. You got to play both ends.
Johnson at the 4 with Okongwu at the 5. Trae Young out there with Dyson Daniels, and it's Risacher in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Quinn Snyder. Now here's Young. Pass to Okongwu. Back to Young. Oh, Young with the power move.
Young working hard on the defensive end that time.
1:10 left in the third. Russell finds Claxton. And here's Thomas. Russell with the ball. This one for 3. He buries it from 3. Russell's got 6.
Yeah, there's not a lot of spots, at least in the last couple years, that we've seen that Russell is not confident in firing it from.
Johnson for 3. Russell with the rebound. Nets trail by 5. And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. Thomas, left side. Fires it. Pulled the shot a little left. The bounce goes his way, though. Thomas has gotten his first points in this one.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Young. Another one falls for Atlanta.
Well, looking into the gaps of the defense there, he's not going to miss many of those when he gets to that range.
The shot no good, and we've reached the end of the third. The Hawks on top. They're up by 5. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the floor for the Nets, Johnson and Claxton patrol the middle. Cam Thomas out there with D'Angelo Russell, and it's Williams in at the small forward position. Pass to Thomas, beyond the arc. The rebound by Atlanta. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Daniels passes to Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu!
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
And the timeout called here by Jordi Fernandez. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Sideline. Let's catch up with Allie.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Jordi Fernandez's huddle. He reminded his team just how close this game is, saying, guys, we aren't out of this yet. We still have plenty of time left. Let's go out and execute our game plan, and I promise you, we will win this game. Let's see how they come out of this timeout, Brian.
Appreciate the report, Allie. .127 left in the fourth quarter. Thomas passes to Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
There are only a few players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
Russell against Young. He can't get it to go. Some solid defense from Claxton. Pass to Risacher. From about 16, Brooklyn pulls it in.
Pretty lax defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
For Atlanta, they've got just one shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. Young. Russell with the rebound. Williams on the wing. Puts up a 3. The shot won't fall. And that's an intentional foul.
Nicholas Claxton. His first team foul.
A basket here would give them some breathing room.
Slow down, no need to hurry. Take the best shot available. Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
Now here's Thomas. They're There's 25 seconds left in the final quarter. The three. He can't hit that time. Young against Russell. So this one belongs to the Hawks. A competitive game. You have to feel like this crowd gave him a little extra edge.
Yeah, they really fed off the energy. You saw their activity level go up. Just a tremendous performance.
Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
Trey, this is a young team. Talk about the chemistry and the connection and how you play together.
I mean, you're around us outside of the locker room. You can tell why we support each other so well, and the energy we have for each other on the court. I mean, you can tell the reason why we do that, and I love this group.
The connection is there on and off the court. Guys?
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for this inaugural game of the NBA season. For Allie LaForce, Brent Barry, Grant Hill, and our entire 2K Sports crew, this is Brian Anderson signing off. We'll see you next time.